Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am letting the dogs out before I finish packing up my lunchbox to head to the airport for a 3-day trip. I was supposed to work this past weekend, but at the beginning of every month, I put all of my trips for the month on our electronic trade board system and on our trip trade system and just put them up as drops. And then if anybody wants to pick them up, they could take them from me. And so this trip I was supposed to do last weekend, someone took it from me, so I had a week off. Now my plan when I drop my trips is to replace the ones that drop with international trips to like London, Rome, those kinds of things. But I had stuff going on this weekend, so I didn't replace the trip. I spent some time with family. We celebrated my mom's birthday this weekend. We had a lake day, so didn't go overseas, but that is the plan when I drop them, to still get the hours but just have better trips. So hopefully in the near future I'll be able to get some good trips like that. But today we are starting just a domestic trip. It's a 1-2-1, and when I say numbers like that, I've had a lot of people ask me what I'm talking about. That's just how many legs are in a day. So a 1-2-1, we have 1 leg today, 2 legs tomorrow, and then 1 leg on the last day. So on paper it should be a really easy, smooth trip. I have 2 long layovers, so that's nice as well. The only thing I don't really care for is that it gets back late on the last day, but that's fine. If everything else goes well, then that'll be fine. And the last leg, the last day, is super easy. But yeah, let me go round these dogs up and get them inside, because I probably need to leave in the next like 7 minutes to head to the airport. So I'm gonna get them inside, pack up my lunchbox, and get on the road so we can start this 3-day. So this is what my lunchbox is gonna look like this trip. I have my coffee, of course. I have this container just to put my food in when I heat it up on the plane. So I have 2 things of, it's basically like a chicken taco bowl type thing. So there's chicken and rice in there that I'll heat up, and then the toppings for that. And then I have a Lunchable just kind of to have in case I need it. I have lunch plans on one of the layovers, so I really only needed meals for tonight, and then lunch and dinner the next day, and then just dinner the next day. So then I have it's like chicken and broccoli casserole type thing right here. I have some bars. I have my coffee creamers, some of my maple cookies that I got from Canada. And I'm trying this new creamer too. So I packed that in there. And then in my bag over there, I have just a bunch of like random snacks, and then some shelf stable meals in case I need something extra and all that good stuff. The dogs tend to freak out when anybody is packing up the car with bags and suitcases. So in order to distract them, anytime we go somewhere, we give them a bone before we head out the door. It seems to work pretty well. But for those of you who are new to the channel, I am based out of Charlotte, but I don't live in Charlotte. So I drive an hour and a half to and from work every trip. And I always get asked, like, why do I drive? Why don't I just move to Charlotte? I don't want to move to Charlotte. That's not something I am interested in. I love Greenville. That's where my whole family is. So my plan for the time being is to just stay there. I don't mind the hour and a half drive. It's honestly my quiet time, my time to decompress after a trip. When I've been surrounded by people, it is my alone time, and I really enjoy it. I also like to drive. Like, I enjoy driving, and it's just reliable. I could fly from Greenville to Charlotte, but it's just so much more reliable to drive. So a couple of my family are we're calling it the water bug challenge. Do you guys remember that guy from, like, I don't know if it was Vine or what, but where he'd be like, water bug, water bug. Anyways, we're doing the water bug challenge is what we're calling it. But we're having to drink 64 ounces of water a day, which I typically do anyways, but everyone else that's doing it with me they don't drink nearly that amount a day. Like, some of them don't drink any water at all some days. So there's like a group of us that are doing it, and I drank probably from like, I think I was about halfway done when I left my house. So I've drank like a good bit this whole car ride, and my bladder is about to burst. And the one sad thing about this parking lot is, like, our old garage that we used to stay at, yes, it was a lot nicer, but there was also a bathroom right where you got picked up, so I could have easily gone, but now I have to hold it till we get into the airport and then go to the bathroom in the airport. So we left that for me. But I have about 20 minutes till sign-in, so I'm gonna get all my stuff together really quickly and try to catch the next bus that comes and head in to get this trip started. During the summer, this terminal was one of our most crowded terminals in the airport. It was always slam packed with people, so it was nice to finally see it kind of empty. But day one was one leg to Vegas. We were a little delayed getting out of Charlotte because we had to wait for our aircraft to come in, which meant we had to wait for all those people to deplane and let them clean the aircraft before we could get on board. I was the to this trip, so my jump seat was in the back of the aircraft. We were on the Airbus 321. I was the galley queen responsible for organizing all of these carts for our main cabin service. Our flight to Vegas was actually pretty light, which was surprising because I feel like Vegas flights are usually like slam packed full because people are trying to go to Vegas all the time. We did have food for sale in the back, but this was it. I'm ready for them to bring back sandwiches and stuff because people ask about them all the time, but they still haven't brought them back and I don't know when they will. This was our original route to Vegas. Flight time was 3:56, but if you see towards the end there was tons of weather, so we had to go way under it and kind of circle around before we could land in Vegas. And if you've ever flown into Vegas, you know it is surrounded by the mountains, so that descent was so bumpy and I was starting to get nauseous in the back of the aircraft. I don't get nauseous often on planes, but when you're descending and it's bumpy, for some reason that always gets me. But we landed safely and we made it to Vegas. We just got to the hotel. Here is the bathroom. This is what you see when you first walk in, which it's super nice. It's very big, lots of space. Then we go into the bedroom and it's cute, you know, cute little like light fixtures, this fun little sofa thing, lights, and then this thing stares at you wherever you walk in the room. It is so creepy. I am like low-key freaked out by that thing. And also mirrors on the bed. Like what? Why is she there? And this is not like a painting on the wall. It is this. Y'all, that is gonna freak me out. For real. Aside from that, when I first got into the room, the air conditioning was turned off. So I had to cut that on because it was 78 degrees in here because it's 100 degrees outside. Like, why would the air not be running? I don't understand that. So I'm literally sitting next to the vent because it's so hot in this room right now. But I think it's going to cool down quickly because it does not feel as like in your face as it was a few minutes ago. But anyways, my plan for this layover was to either go to the Valley of Fire, I think it is, in the morning and hike, or do a show tonight. The more I looked into the Valley of Fire thing, it's an hour away from here, and our van tomorrow is a lot earlier than I was expecting. We're leaving at 10:30 in the morning, and for some reason I was thinking we weren't gonna leave till like noon, but our flight's at noon, so that's why I guess I was thinking that. So that's just not gonna work out because if it takes me an hour to get there, it doesn't open till 9. I would literally be there for like 30 minutes before I have to Uber back. Probably not even 30 minutes. So there's just no way that will work. It's also gonna be 100 degrees again tomorrow. So probably not the smartest idea to go hiking in that kind of weather. So we'll save that for another time when I get in like earlier during the day or whatever. So shows, I was looking at them on the flight over here, and a lot of the ones I wanted to see, I guess because it's a Wednesday, they're only doing a lot of the shows like once, and a lot of them were just at 7. And if we had gotten in on time, I might would have been able to do that, but it would have been really, really close even on time because we just got to the hotel being 14 minutes late and it was like already 7 o'clock. So it would have been like really, really cutting it close. There's a few that are at like 9:30, 10. There's one of the Cirque du Soleil ones. It's like the KU one. I don't know. It's like Imperial themed. And then there's Magic Mike, which is actually in the hotel that I'm staying at. So, which all my crew members are like, you should just go see that. That would probably be hilarious. And I don't know if that's my thing, but I am gonna go talk to the box office people and see if we get a discount, because the Cirque du Soleil show is $100, which I can afford that, but like, do I want to afford that? I don't know. I'm sure it would be a great show, but I don't know about all that. Then this one right now, or like the Magic Mike one, is I think like 50, which is a lot better. And if we get a discount, it'd be even better. So then I might would just do it because it'd be cheap. But those are really the only two like shows kind of things that are at 9:30 that I'm like interested in. There's a couple of comedy stuff, but I don't know. Like, I like comedy, but I don't know if I want to do that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna change clothes. I'm gonna go talk to the box office people and see about that. If not, I might just spend the money, go to Cirque du Soleil, and see my first little Vegas show. I feel like it's fitting to go see like a Cirque du Soleil show for your first one. But I don't know. Let me change clothes and we'll figure it out. I ended up deciding on Magic Mike. Don't judge me. But I got 20% off because I'm at the hotel that's showing at. So it ended up being like $40 cheaper than Cirque du Soleil. It's also just more convenient because it's literally right underneath where I am. Whereas if I would have gone to Cirque, it would have, well, I would have had to Uber because I can't walk at this time of the night. That's just not safe. So I'm doing this for safety. And also I just think it'll be really entertaining. Like when I was up there buying tickets, like up at the little desk, the group of girls that were going in this show were on another level. So I feel like it'll be very entertaining. But it's not for another 2 hours because it doesn't start till 10 and it's 8 right now. So I am going to watch an episode of Pretty Little Liars because I literally have not watched that show in months, because I've been catching up on The Summer I Turned Pretty, which if you guys watch that show, whose team are you on? Jeremiah or Conrad? I am Team Jeremiah. Yes, I read the books, but Conrad low-key sucks, okay? And also the Only Murders in the Building came back too, so I've been watching that. So it has literally been months since I've watched Pretty Little Liars, so I'm still trying to finish that. So I'm gonna watch an episode to kill some time, and then we'll go ahead to the show. I doubt I'll be able to record anything while I'm in there, but maybe I will be. Show you guys Magic Mike. Oh goodness, this is gonna be interesting for sure. So for me personally, I don't think Magic Mike is the show to go to by yourself. It would be so much fun with like a group of good friends, but for me, I was just sitting there, and it's a very like interactive show. They want you to get into it. They come around and like dance near pretty much every single person that's in the theater at some point during the show, and it's just better to have people around you that can like feed off your energy, that you can just have a good time with. Like, I wasn't gonna be sitting there screaming and getting into it by myself because that's just not the type of person that I am. So yeah, I would definitely recommend going with a group of friends. That felt very Vegas to me, and I got my first Vegas show out of the way. I think maybe Cirque du Soleil or the Jabberwockies would probably be more my style than Magic Mike. But hey, we went out, we had an adventure. That's what this job is all about, right? Anyways, it is midnight here, which means it is 3 a.m. my time, and I am tired, and I'm probably delusional at this point. So I need to wash my face and get ready for bed because tomorrow is our longest due today. So I need to make sure that I am as rested as I can be for that. So good night, guys. That's all for day 1. I will see you tomorrow for day number 2. Good morning. It is day 2. I woke up around 6, but stayed in the bed till like 8 because that was way too early to be getting up this morning, especially since we have such a long day today. So I just kind of was like in and out of sleep for the last 2 hours I was in the bed. But we have a little Starbucks voucher to go get a drink with the hotel. So I think I'm gonna go downstairs and get one of those. I might get a breakfast sandwich, breakfast sandwich too. And then I'll start getting ready for the van. We have like 2 hours. And then any extra time I have, I'll do my devotion. But let's go get some coffee. I prefer to get my devotions done in the morning if I can, just because I feel like it makes the day go so much smoother. I usually make better decisions and just have a better head on my shoulders. So I do appreciate being able to do that on these afternoon sign-ins. After I finished that, I started to slowly get ready for work. That is one thing I do not like, is to be rushed. I love to just take my time when I'm getting ready for stuff. So that's another thing I do actually appreciate about these afternoon layovers, if only they didn't get done so late in the day. But day 2 started with a flight from Vegas to Miami. It was 4:21. There was weather kind of all throughout our flight, so we did go through a good bit of turbulence, but we were able to get both the services done, which was nice, and we were full going to Miami. We had a little bit of time in between our flights, so of course I got my imperial chicken because I'm obsessed with that, and our captain bought us some empanadas, so I got a guava and cheese one, which I love. Then our second flight was Miami to New Orleans. It was 1:33 flight time, and we were really light, so that was a nice way to end the day. We just got to the hotel in New Orleans. It is 12:24 a.m., which means it is 1:24 my time. So I am wiped out. I was not expecting today to make me as tired as it did, but I'm tired. I wish we could have gotten in like a couple hours earlier because it would have been fun to go out to Bourbon Street, but there's no way that is happening tonight. We'll see, maybe in the morning if I get up, we can go walk that way or something. But let me show you guys my view really quickly. I'm not really sure what part of the city we're looking at. I don't think you can see Bourbon Street from this side of the hotel, but yeah, not a bad view. But I was worried that I was gonna have to wait because there wasn't a fridge in my room, but the guy just brought it up, so we love that. I was worried I was gonna have to wait and like try to entertain myself until they brought it, because the last time I stayed at this hotel, which I had vlogged that trip and then just never got around to editing it, so that was sad because it was a fun trip. But the last time I was here, I asked for a fridge and we got here like in the day, like middle of the day, and they never brought it. And then I called again and it took them like hours to bring it up here. So I was like, I really hope that that's not the case today, because I need to get into bed and get some sleep. Right now, my plans that I have for tomorrow, like the only thing I have planned is going to lunch with a friend of mine that lives here. So that's probably gonna be around 12. So we'll see if I get up in the morning. I'm not really sure. I might go walk around. There's a market, I think, that's nearby here, so I might go like walk through that until it's time to go meet my friend for lunch. But we'll see what we're feeling in the morning. But that is all for day 2. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 3, our go home day. Good morning, it is day 3. I probably could have stayed in the bed a little bit longer, but I was like, no, I need to get up so that I can get this day started and so that I'll be able to sleep tonight. It's 9 o'clock, almost 9 o'clock. The last I heard, my friend's gonna pick me up around 12, so I don't know if I'm gonna leave the hotel until he gets here. We'll kind of see, but I need to go get some ice for my coffee. I'm bummed because the fridge they brought to my room didn't cool down, so all my food is bad, so I'm gonna have to throw it away, which I had a feeling it was gonna do that last night, because when they brought the fridge, it was so hot, like felt like it was blowing heat. But I was too lazy to go get ice to put ice in the sink and keep my food chilled that way, which the only thing I'm really bummed about is the imperial rice. I'm not gonna be able to finish it, so that's sad. But everything else, I'm like, I don't really care about this food. So yeah, that stinks. But let's go get some ice so I can get some coffee and start our last day. These creamers always smell so flavorful, but then have no taste. Like, they smell so good, but look at my coffee. It's literally Oops, hang on. Like literally white. Almost, not really. It's like very light and like I can't even taste it. I feel like I've poured like half that bottle in and it tastes like nothing. Like I had to put a little bit of a vanilla creamer in there just to kind of give it something. But like I wonder if it's because there's like no sugar in it, if it just like doesn't, I don't know why there's like no flavor ever to those nut pods, because they're a good idea, but you just can't taste them when you put them in your coffee. Day 3 started out pretty much the same as day 2, coffee and then devotion. I'm doing the Bible in 1 year with Nikki Gumbel, and there's 66 books total in the Bible, and Romans was my 21st book that I started, so we love that. Slowly making my way through. Then I hopped in the shower to start getting ready, had another cup of coffee, this time with regular creamer because the nut pod just wasn't doing it for me. Here was the fit check. I am also in a Bible study group, so we have a whole separate Bible study we're doing. So I did my readings in Colossians for the day, then had some extra time, so I just played some games on my iPad till my friend was able to come pick me up. We went to Parkway Bakery and Tavern to get some po' boys, as they call them. I got the shrimp po' boy, and it was so much food. We also got jambalaya, which I ended up taking all this food back home with me because there was no way I was going to be able to eat it all. Like, so much food. When I got back to the hotel, I still had about 2 hours till van time, so I decided to go take a little walk around downtown. It was really hot outside and super muggy. Like, my hair was just sticking to my skin. It was so like hot, muggy outside. So I went down by Mississippi River and felt some of the breeze to just take a break. I headed down to the French Market, which is basically just an area with a bunch of different vendors, and you can get anything from like food to jewelry to beads. Like, they love their beads there, and just random little trinkets, like anything you can think of, they probably have it at this market. I didn't actually buy anything from the market, but it was fun to go walk around. They had all the sports beads, and I was very tempted to get Carolina beads because football season starts this weekend. Oh my gosh, y'all, it was so hot out there. But I got some goodies on my way back. I got my little ornament. It's Mardi Gras themed, which I know I didn't do Mardi Gras here, but that's very New Orleans. They didn't have a sandwich, and I don't know if I'd really want a sandwich on it. And then I got some coffee for my cold brew, so hopefully it tastes good. I was asking the people there like which one would probably be better, and they recommended that one. So yeah, those are my little goodies I'm gonna take back. I have about an hour till van time, so I'm just gonna chill. I'm like so gross from that walk, so I'm just gonna cool off, chill for a little bit, and then we'll get ready for our last leg of the trip. Do you guys think it's unprofessional for flight attendants to wear their hair down? There's like a debate. Like, some people think it's super tacky and other people don't. Personally, I don't think it's very unprofessional. Like, tons of women wear like business casual clothes with their hair down, but then, you know, put it up for service. But like walking through the terminal, why does it matter if your hair's down? Mine looks crazy because I need to get it cut, which I'm getting it cut in a couple of days, so I'm gonna put my hair up. But I was just wondering, like, what do you guys think about that? When we got to the airport, our flight was delayed by a few minutes because of the inbound being late. So I went by Cafe du Monde to get some beignets and coffee because I was so tired from the heat. Also, I know I've said this before, but you cannot eat those beignets without making a mess. That powdered sugar gets everywhere. By the time we got onto the plane, we realized that we needed a new tire, so we had to have maintenance come out to fix that, which that can take anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours to change a tire. In our case, it took about 2 hours, so I decided to watch some TV because what else was I going to do on that plane for that amount of time? We eventually took off at around 8:35 local time. Here was our route. Flight time was 1:32. We were originally light going to Charlotte, but we did lose an extra like 7 or 8 people with the delay. It's always go home day when stuff goes wrong. If the rest of the trip goes good, it's like something that happens on go home day. I don't know why that's the case, but it's always the case. But one thing I will say, if you are ever in this situation and you are delayed and they rebook you onto like a flight the next morning or whatever, when you land, if you choose to like continue on the flight and not, because some people will get off and just stay at home and then start over the next day. But if you choose to go through your connecting city, when you land there, double check on whatever airline you're taking on their app and see if your original flight has taken off yet. Because I know for my airline, I'm not sure about other airlines, if you go to the gate, like say it got delayed as well, even though they already rescheduled you, if you go to the gate and just explain to the agent, hey, I was on this flight before, they took me off because the plane I just got off of was delayed, and if this flight would have left on time, I wouldn't have made it, yada, yada, yada. Is there a seat? Can you just put me on this one? They'll give you a seat if there's one available, and you can get on your original flight that was delayed. So always double check, because I told, there was a guy on our flight tonight that this happened to. He got reassigned or like rescheduled onto a flight tomorrow morning, and I was like, I'm just gonna let you know, I can't guarantee you they'll put you on, because I don't know how many seats are available, but it's delayed until this time. If I were you, I would go to the gate, as long as you don't have any checked bags, because it gets a little complicated when you're rushing to another gate with checked bags and changing your schedule or whatever. But I was like, if you don't have any checked bags, I would go straight to the gate and just see if they'll put you on. And I just looked, and he was able to get on his flight, so he's gonna be able to go home tonight instead of tomorrow morning. And there were a couple other flights that did that, so I just told them, hey, if you want to, since ours was a maintenance issue, they were going to give the passengers who got stuck in Charlotte a hotel for the night. But I was like, if you don't want to do that, if you want to just go, I would attempt to go to the gate. There was like a handful of people that had that option. So that is one thing that you can do. Always look. I know with my airline, it's free to change your stuff at the gate. It doesn't cost anything. It used to, but ever since COVID, they let you change that stuff for free. So it's not good for non-revs, but that's just a heads up. I'm not sure though if other airlines they might charge you, I don't know. But anyways, it is 12:20. If we would have left on time, I would have already been home by now, but you guys know that was not the case. But let's get on the road and get home. I have 5 days off, so we love that. I'm planning on filming the flight lingo video in the next couple days, so now is your last chance to put anything you want me to explain in the comments. A few of you guys have already put some stuff, so I do have those on my radar, but if anybody else wants any certain phrase or something explained, let me know, because I'll be probably posting that video after this one. So yeah, as always, any questions, comments, whatever, put them in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.